Hey everyone, I wanted to go over the new and exciting news that we got for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which is now available onto the Nintendo Switch and on PC. And in this video, I want to go over all the brand new details regarding the brand new difficulty event quest that players will be having access to at Tokyo Game Show floor, as Capcom decided to not just indicate what the parameters for the difficulty are going to be, but also the armor sets that will be available for this specific quest. Now, do remember that Tokyo Game Show will be having both a digital and a physical event. The official Capcom USA Twitter account reconfirmed once again that on September 15th at 7 a.m. Pacific time, they will be bringing information regarding Monster Hunter, Resident Evil, Exo Primal, the Mega Man Collection, Battle Combat something, Remaster, Street Fighter 6, and much more. And then quickly was followed by once again the Monster Hunter Twitter account reminding players to tune in at the Tokyo Game Show's live stream on Thursday, September 15th, 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. East Coast time, for free title update number 2 information. However, on the show floor for Tokyo Game Show in Japan, there will be hosting a bunch of live events, and one of those will be this brand new attempt subjugation for the Flaming Espinas, a special event quest, which we now know will be having a 15-minute timer hunt, so it will be very reminiscent to the high difficulty Malzeno and Magnamalo pre-launch quest that we ended up getting for the base Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak. They also mentioned that you're going to have 90 seconds of preparation before you get started into the quest. This will also include access to the item box and some armor tweaking. They do specifically mention that the skill swap feature will be available for the hunt, and you will also have enough allotted time to be able to adjust that if necessary. If you want to set that up, you'll be able to do so. They also mentioned that another option will be to eat to set up any food buffs you desire. You won't have access or the ability to remove some of the buffs added into the armor. This basically isn't necessarily too clear, but they're essentially referring to afflicted buffs, curious crafting if you will. Maybe some of those armors will have some of the features, and we're going to be going over the skills in just 1 second. They also mentioned that players shouldn't necessarily bother to get Weakener active as a dangle buff, since that will not be active for this specific hunt. They also specifically mentioned that anyone who manages to clear this quest will be receiving a couple of sticker rewards. I did make mention of that before, and you should be seeing the image on the screen right now. This is where we actually got to see the very first time the Flaming Espinas icon and another one of the rewards there as well. Now, as far as the loadouts you're going to have available there's a lot of information that they provided us with. You should be seeing some of those images on the screen right now. And when it comes to weapons, they actually just give you access to 2 specific weapons, and they're preset based on the loadout. So the Nargacuga weapon set and the Tigrex weapon sets are going to be pretty much the only ones available. So you're going to either have high affinity or low affinity. That's pretty much based on the sets that you're going to get. When it comes to Great Sword, 300 attack, 35 affinity, Nargacuga, Great Sword, 601 defense. And of course, you'll be given the Master Rank Gosharag armor with critical draw, agitator, quick sheath, and resentment. When it comes to the longsword, you have 280 attack, 50 affinity, the Nargacuga longsword, 601 defense, the Lunagaron armor featuring crit eye, wire bug, latent power, and agitator. I will point out though, some of these armors also have extra skills as well, which is why I mentioned that curious crafting will be part of this, but they don't necessarily aren't like letting them all out of the bag just yet. So they're not necessarily specifying just how many of those are going to be like perfected or just random extra thrown skills without any specific details provided as of right now. When it comes to the sword and shield, you're going to have 300 attack, 30 affinity, Nargacuga sword and shield, 601 defense, and the Furious Rajang armor with heroics, maximum might, latent power, and critical boost. When it comes to dual blades, you're going to have 340 attack, minus 20 affinity, the Tigrex dual blades, 601 defense, the Astalos armor with chain crit, stamina surge, razor sharp, and stun resist. When it comes to lance, you're going to have 300 attack, 35 affinity, the Nargacuga lance, 601 defense, Diablo's armor set, which features guard, offensive guard, heroics, and stamina surge. When it comes to the gun lance, you're going to have 350 attack, minus 15 affinity, and the Tigrex gun lance, which has 601 defense, and the Bazelgeuse armor. This one has artillery, guard, razor sharp, and agitator. Moving over to the hammer, you're going to have 350 attack, minus 20 affinity, which means, of course, you have the Tigrex hammer, 601 defense with the Gore Magala armor. This one has coalescence, constitution, agitator, and speed eating. Hunting horn has 373 attack, minus 20 affinity, which of course equals to the Tigrex hunting horn, 601 defense, and the Rathalos armor for your attack boost, part breaker, crit boost, and ear plugs. When it comes to the switch axe, you have 300 attack, 40 affinity, which means the Nargacuga switch axe, 601 defense, the Allmother armor, which gives you rapid morph, razor sharp, evade window, and power prolonger. When it comes to the charge axe, you have 350 attack and minus 15 affinity, which of course once again means the Tigrex charge axe, 601 defense, and the Bazelgeuse armor. This one's probably one of the more weird ones because you have load shells, latent power, speed eating or speed sharpening I should say, and defense boost. Moving over to the insect glaive, you have 300 attack, 40 affinity, which means of course Nargacuga insect glaive, one of the best ones, 601 defense, Onamitsuzune armor with bubbly dance, evade window, constitution, and resuscitate. Light bowgun gets 377 attack, minus 20 affinity with the Tigrex light bowgun, 601 defense, and probably one of the best armors here, Shagaru Magala with bloodlust, coalescence, resuscitate, and spare shot. Heavy bowgun also gets a really good set as well, 382 attack, 70 affinity, Nargacuga heavy bowgun, 601 defense, Nargacuga armor with evade window, constitution, evade extender, and crit eye. And lastly, the bow gets 432 attack, minus 25 affinity, which means the Tigrex bow, 601 defense, and the Anjanath armor. This one gives you attack boost, agitator, slugger, and marathon runner. So that's pretty much all the armor sets and the preset loadouts you're going to have access to. So this is going to be a pretty difficult quest. They are specifically saying you're going to have 15 minutes to be able to hunt down this Flaming Espinas. You're going to have about 90 seconds to get ready, eat buffs, whatever it is that you're going to need to do, and then basically just haul ass. They don't necessarily specify if this is going to be fought in the arena or in a normal map, so you have to chase it down or anything like that. It would be beneficial to know if it's going to be in the arena, then you're going to be able to, take it down rather easily. But all in all, I think ultimately what this means to us here, who are not necessarily in Japan and you are not going to be able to have access to this specific quest in the show floor for Tokyo Game Show in person, most likely what this means to us is that someone is going to record it. We're going to be able to see plenty of Flaming Espinas gameplay, if not the day of the event, which is again September 15th, next Thursday, or basically the day after. I expect Capcom at the very least to go ahead and upload some actual gameplay for Flaming Espinas, kind of like they did with Lucent Nargacuga soon after Tokyo Game Show ends on the 17th or the 18th, I believe. So you should be able to see gameplay either officially or unofficially as people upload the gameplay on YouTube or plenty of other places. But that's about all the information that I have for you guys today. I just found this fascinating that they provided us with all the loadouts and the armor sets for this specific really tough encounter that they're really hyping up for Tokyo Game Show. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya!